And I like her, and that's it. The rest of them are all, what about the audience? We have to think about how stupid they are. Let me tell you how they write TV shows in Hollywood. I've been there, and I've been a part of this, and let me show you how it's done. Please don't be offended, but it is the truth. Here's how TV shows are created in Hollywood. Ready? You've got a very funny idea, but will it play in the Midwest? Will it play in the Midwest? What are these? A nation of bib overalled farmers? Just back from the fucking farmhouse where they fucked their daughter? Now they're picking their teeth with some hayseed and they're not going to understand. I've been to the Midwest. I played the Midwest for the last 16 years of my fucking life. The people there are quite intelligent, quite well-read, and very fucking reasonable. And the idea, if they knew TV shows were created around the idea that these are bumpkins who wouldn't understand what these coke-snorting faggots in Hollywood... That's what they think of you, man. You understand what I'm trying to say? That level of contempt they hold for us? They think we're fucking retards, man. And we are, as long as we watch that shit. Turn it off. Your newspapers, quit reading them. They're lies. It's true, man. Fuck it, man. I've taken my body weight in mushrooms. I've had my third eye squeegeed. My third eye has been squeegeed quite profoundly. Believe you me, I can call a spade a spade. A little talent I have, which has gotten me nowhere. Gotten me banned, but nonetheless. I took mushrooms 2 weeks ago. I took what Terence McKenna calls a heroic dose, which is 5 dried grams. Took them with 2 buddies of mine at a ranch in Fredericksburg, Texas, the hill country of Texas. Absolutely beautiful. But let me tell you something. I'm glad that drug's against the law and it's a first-class felony, and I'm glad. You know why? You know what happened to me when I took them? I laid in a field of green grass for 4 hours going, my God, I love everything. There is nothing but love. The heavens opened and God rained down gifts of forgiveness for past misperceptions I've had, and I was healed totally, personally, spiritually, and physically in all ways. Now, if that isn't a hazard to this fucking country, I should have been home watching Full House, getting the moral lesson, and drinking beer and watching my ass get as fat as the love seat I'm sitting on, and wonder what the fuck happened to the country I used to fucking love. It's unbelievably prevalent. I had a conversation with my dad recently. I'm trying to heal my dad right now. I'm trying to get him to take shrooms with me. I am. You don't know my dad, but you know your dads. Just imagine what that's like. It's quite a little bizarre, challenge I put up for myself. I'm sure my parents aren't much different from yours. Dad, would you like to go eat these fungi that grow on cow turds with me? Just, he can't seem to get a grip on the whole idea. What happens when you take them? Well, your mind completely opens up to the true nature of our existence, which is that we are not bodies, that we are pure, loving spirit created by God, that God is love, and there is nothing but love, and love, being all-encompassing, has no opposite. You are completely forgiven on all things. There's nothing you've ever done that has ever swayed God's pure and unconditional love for you, and you realize that eternity and peace and heaven is our inheritance, and all of us are going to make it there. I'm not interested. Honey, give me another beer. American Gladiators is coming on. So I want to show you what irony is. My dad considers me very much a cynic and a skeptic. And well, wait a minute. Do I seem that way to you after what I just said? Cynical or skeptical? See, there's irony right there. What did you just hear? You know what I mean? Didn't I just explain to you my belief and also the experiences I've had about pure and unconditional love? And yet you think I'm cynical or skeptical. I do have a healthy skepticism. I think we all should. But I think if you listen closely enough, you'll find that my message, if I, as a joke blower, could be pompous enough to have one, is that we're all right and it's going to work out. I don't find that cynical at all. It's unbelievable. But this is my point with my dad. He is a staunch fucking, in his mind's eye, patriot of America and considers me to be some kind of subversive twit, you know. Anyway, I was having a conversation with my dad, and we were talking about a personal intellectual hero of mine, Noam Chomsky, who has spent much of his life going to great lengths to explain and uncover the lies of the American government and their lapdog propaganda machine, the mainstream media, which includes your news services and all the papers. And he's done a very thorough job. I can't get into it. If you're interested, read Noam Chomsky and he'll open. He'll squeegee your third eye for you. But anyway, we're having a conversation about democracy. And my dad actually came out with this statement. Well, the peasants shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's how old my dad is. He still uses the word peasants. But I believe we were talking about certain South American atrocities our government has performed, overthrowing freely elected democracies there in the name of putting in a military junta in order that our corporate needs can be met at the expense of the people's popular vote, which is democracy. So anyway, that was his point, that peasants should be allowed to vote. And then he went on to explain that also includes the poor people of this country, and particularly black poor families, because they are, quote-unquote, too ignorant to know what's going on, quote-unquote. And I wanted to point out, I said, Dad, what you're talking about is not America. That's not democracy. Democracy, I think Thomas Jefferson had a great quote. He said, the only true repository of the powers of the country should be in hands of the people themselves. And if we feel they are not intelligent enough or informed enough to enact their responsibilities with discretion, it is not our job to take that power from them, but to inform them. And that's the way I feel. And so, ironically enough, what I'm trying to point out is my dad, while he thinks himself a patriot, is actually an elitist who thinks the country should be run by a few people, namely corporate interests, who do run this country, and not by us, which this country was formed of the highest and purest of ideals, that we are all created equal and all men are equal. So, ironically, I'm the true American, and my dad is not. You understand? Yet he did not have enough self-awareness to even understand that. Which is why I recommended 5 dried grams of psilocybin mushrooms, because if anything will give you self-motherfucking awareness, and I know you love your beer, but trust me on this, doesn't hold a candle. UFOs? Been on them. Okay? I don't know if Budweiser's ever given you that thrill, but let me tell you, it is quite delightful to meet the diminutive elves of the 5th dimension, which is in which they reside. And they are really there, and they are what a lot of people would consider angels. It's a very beautiful experience, my friend. First-class felony. Isn't that weird? We've made nature against the law. That's how unnatural we've become. Marijuana, a drug that's never killed anyone, is against the law. Alcohol, a drug that is the second highest killer beyond these little bad boys, killed more people than all illegal drugs combined, once again is shoved down your throat 24 hours a day on what are considered are standards and practices of major network television. Now you tell me who's fucked here. I think it's us. You want a better world? Legalize pot. You want an end to the deficit? Legalize pot. Number one cash crop in America. It'll end the deficit problem. And by the way, folks, 4-point-whatever trillion dollar deficit ain't going to ever go away. We got to come up with some real radical solutions.